boxes on this affidavit, they are your name and the names of two of the jurors. I will strike that out before it appears in the record, just so you understand. Yes, ma'am.
Let's scoot this up a little closer. Oh, shit. I cannot even believe this. Hey, thank you for joining me. I am watching the, apparently Alex Murdaugh has made a motion for a new murder trial. And apparently there's evidence. Or so he thinks. We will see. Flip. I bet you hear me now. Fuck it, I'm just gonna have to hold the phone. I still don't know how to feel about that. I'll be honest, I really don't.
The first paragraph, of course, is a statement that you are a juror in the case. Second paragraph says, toward the end of the trial, after the President's Day break, but before Mr. Murdaugh testified, the clerk of court, Rebecca Hill, told the jury, quote, not to be fooled, unquote, by the evidence presented by Mr. Murdaugh's attorneys, which I understood to mean that Mr. Murdaugh lied when he testified. Is that what your recollection is of that statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything in the statement that, on reflection, you think is not correct?
No, ma'am.
All right. Number 3, she also instructed the jury to, quote, watch him closely, quote, immediately before he testified, including, quote, look at his actions, quote, and, quote, look at his movements, quote, which I understood to mean he was guilty. Is that an accurate recitation of your view of the matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Alex is so smug, he knows he's probably going to get in trouble.
He testified, the foreperson said Mr. Murdaugh was crying on cue. Is that an accurate statement of what you saw and heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
5, the foreperson criticized the former foreperson for handing Mr. Murdaugh a box of tissues when he was crying on the stand while testifying about his murdered son. She told the jury we cannot interact with Mr. Murdaugh because that's what the defense wants us to do. Do you still stand by that recitation of that conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 6, the jury frequently discussed the case during breaks before deliberation.
That's a no-no.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Number 7, toward the end of the trial, Ms. Hill came into the jury room a lot. Is that your recollection?
Yes, ma'am.
Fuck you, Becky. This is all your fault.
Had private conversations on multiple occasions. The foreperson would tell the bailiff that she needed to speak with Ms.
What you want to bet that bitch is being paid? Somebody paid her. Jim, Dick.
Conversations typically lasted 5 to 10 minutes. The foreperson never said anything about the content of the conversation. For example, she never communicated logistical information after these conversations. This happened 2 or more times, more frequently towards the end of the trial. Is that still your record?
That's weird. I guess there's people upstairs. Oh shit, hold on. Maybe hold on a minute. Can't get the dang door unlocked. Hold on.
I need a damn house key, dude. What a fucking dad.
That's fine. No, it's fine, it's fine. I'll look for it. No, I'll help you find it. Thank you for the coffee. Look.
As a group to reporters from a television show. Is that
Thank
an
you,
accurate
yeah.
statement of what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
And did some jurors decline to do that?
So Becky Hill was she wasn't a member of the jury. She was a, damn it. Why can't I remember what the, oh man, it's right down the tip of my tongue. Baby, what is that? What is that called when you assist the jury or like, what was Becky Hill in the Murdaugh case? I cannot remember to save my life. Nope, she wasn't the foreman. She's more on the judicial side of things, but in relation to the jury. God, is she the foreperson? Maybe she was the maybe that is that it?
See, I asked you previously, was your verdict on March the 2nd, 2023 influenced in any way by communications from Becky Hill, the clerk of court?
She was the clerk of court. She was the clerk of
You
court.
answered that question, yes.
That's what they
In light
just
of
said.
what you said in the affidavit, which is I had questions about Mr. Murdaugh's guilt, but voted guilty because I felt pressured by the other jurors. Is that answer that I just read a more accurate statement of how you felt?
Yes,
Or
yes, ma'am.
so you do stand by the affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Thank you. You may go to the jury room.
His key is he is missing. Well, I will help him find his key in a little bit. I'm busy right now.
When I'm finished with that, I will bring you out as a group one more time, and then you're free to leave. You don't have to stay. Okay? Very good. You may go to the jury room.
Before you, this juror is excused, but after she step out, I'd like to address the board.
You may be excused.
So she's muted her mic right now, the judge has. But basically, okay, well now they've unmuted it again. And boy, she's a spicy judge.
What I'm trying to do is redact as I did.
Because Dick thought he was going to get saucy with her already, and she wasn't having that.
The identifying thing redacted now.
I did catch this right as it came on, so I do not know the judge's name. I apologize.
Very good. Thank
Who,
you. That's the one I
who,
would give
do you, who is that?
but I think you can see that I asked
The lady on the prosecution side. She should probably put her legs down a little bit.
That does still have the juror numbers on it. It does not have the letters.
Oh, Creighton's standing in front of her now.
Take off the juror numbers, strike them through, and then where it says affidavit of juror, gives a number, just strike that out and put it in Z. Thank you.
So basically, they're asking for.
To the questioning because this juror gave two statements under oath, one in an affidavit and one here to you today. The one here today
Asking for a motion for a new murder trial because Juror Z claims that she felt pressured into making her decision by other juror members and the Miss Becky Hill.
That presupposes and suggests to her what she should say. And we believe that this juror's testimony, and Your Honor, I'm afraid what you're going to say is, well, she said the affidavit was more accurate than what she testified under oath here today, and therefore I'm not going to consider her testimony. And I think that's where we're heading here. I ask you, bring her back in, explain to her there's nothing wrong.
This is the third time he has tried to tell the judge how to do her job.
I'm going to do that and overrule the objection. All right.
And she said she declined to do that and overrules his objection. And Dick should take note and shut the fuck up with that already. Let Jim take the lead from it. Dick, sit down. Chill. Alex honestly seems pretty confident, and I'm not gonna lie, based on the evidence that I've heard so far this morning, he has a very good chance of getting a new murder trial. And or it possibly get the conviction overturned. Creighton looks pissed. Creighton Waters is the prosecutor.
Counsel, I have to report this to you, and I'm very unhappy about it, but there's nothing to do but put it on the record, and then I will proceed with questioning the rest of the jurors. The jurors' cell phones are not confiscated or taken from you, and they tune this thing in on court TV and listen to all of what just went on. So you may make whatever statement you like to make, and then I'm going to go on and question the jurors. I will tell you in advance, I am not going to stop the proceedings or do anything to interrupt. I'm going to get the rest of this on the record. You might imagine that they no longer have their cell phones there.
In a recess to discuss what we need to put on the record. I mean, this is
I'm not going to take all day on this thing. I report things as they come to me. I will give you a couple minutes, and then we're going to. They were late getting here. I didn't get started on time like I wanted to. So I need to just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, yes, you do. She just called herself. She's like, I need to just calm down a little bit. Yeah, Judge, take a chill pill. Creighton's setting a timer. Lord have mercy. This was like completely unexpected too. I just happened to, good morning, Spock and Lou, Void. Well, let me see if it'll let me do it from here. It will. Bingo. Somebody got a wrench. Somebody got a wrench this morning. because I was like, wow, how does he not have one? So, good to see you, boy. Oh, guess who else is getting one? Guess who else is getting one? Oh, and another one. Look at all you mod squatters in here this morning. It's awesome sauce. I honestly, this is how I feel about it. I think it is as plain as the day is long that he was, at the very least, involved with the murder. He was there. He was definitely there. But I don't think he was the only one. And the reason why I think that is because of the fact that there was two different guns. One of them is a shotgun that has a pretty significant kickback. And so, like, and he's not, ambidextrous, I don't think. But I mean, come on, man, unless he's like freaking, and the aiming, to be able to come in with a shotgun in one hand and the I can't remember what the dang handgun was, but come in, one person, two weapons, and one of your non-dominant hands accurately shoot two people in a matter of like freaking 10 minutes and get cleaned up before the police get to the scene. The math ain't mathin'. Like, not even a little bit. The case, though, that really, really bothers me the most is the Stephen Smith case, because it's unsolved. I do feel like there is some sort of tie to the Murdaugh family with that one as well. Like, if you don't know about this is just a little bit of stuff that goes way deep. The family is deep in corruption and all kinds of stuff in South Carolina. And what is that? I try not to let them take up a lot of space in my brain. Just enough that it'll grab my, like, this is kind of a big deal. I find the timing of it a little bit odd because there are a lot of other big high-profile cases scheduled to start this year as well. I know that I'm pretty sure the Daybell case is still supposed to be happening in April. That's out of Idaho. I don't think the Idaho 4 case is till later this year, in October, if I'm not mistaken. The Delphi case is the one I'm following the closest, and that is because there's a I can't remember how many seconds it is, but there's a cell phone clip, and you can hear audio of Alex, and it's actually from not Buster's phone, but Paul's phone, because he's in a dog kennel, and so it's the reverse of how my camera is now, and he's talking about one of the dogs, and you can hear Alex in the background, and because he calls Paul, I think he calls him Bubba, is what he called him, and it's very obvious that it's Alex's voice, because Alex has a pretty distinct voice. So we know, like she said, we know he was there. And Maggie had put their beach house up, if I'm not mistaken, which is like 2 houses down from Caucasian Sasquatches, which I thought was crazy. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, he's so blasé about everything. He just downplays all the coolest shit. Like, no big deal. Just two beach houses down from Alex Murdaugh. No big deal. What the fuck ever, Papa. He kills me sometimes. I gotta admit, that man is like, his skill, his video editing skill is cool as fuck. I did not know for the longest time that the intro of that's him coming out of the ocean. I didn't know that for like freaking ever. I was like, dude, this is badass. That's pretty fucking cool. Plus, I'm partial to black and white, like photography and filming and stuff like that. Anyways, but and not everybody is into true crime. I loves me some true crime and have since I was like a kid. That's probably why I was always weird, because like when you can't go to school when you're in like 5th and 6th grade, be trying to talk to your friends about true crime. They have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. They care less. They're like, no, it's not creepy at all, then. I'm like, it's not. It's so interesting. The judge is back. Look at her. She is chewing somebody's ass out. She is a spicy judge.
You've got standing next to you a member of the team that represents the juror. I can tell you, Mr. Harcourt, I made a ruling early on that when Mr. McCullough was in court and when Mr. Blaine was in court, that I was not going to allow the attorneys to participate in formulating the procedure for this hearing. But I indicated that I would not allow the lawyers, the jurors, to participate in this hearing. And so I'm not going to do that. I can just tell you that. And if what you want to do is by indirection tell me what the lawyers for the juror would say, I'm not going to accept that.
This is literally the 5th or 6th time that she has told Dick.
Not yet.
7. Nope. And the Dick finally threw his heads up like, okay.
There's plenty of you lawyers who can do it. I didn't want him to come to begin with, so let him do it. He can go anytime. And I speak on behalf of Amy because of his wife. And I tell you that.
You know that is so funny. The whole freaking courtroom just busted out laughing.
Come up here. Lord knows, I tell you what. Murphy's Law. What can go wrong with it?
We'll go wrong, damn right.
Works by the time, and Murphy's not.
I'm officially calling this lady Judge Saucy Pants because she is the sauciest. I love her. That is awesome. That was awesome. That's good stuff. Oh, now Alex is nervous and he's biting his nails. This is not good. You know, honestly though, I really do. I think he's gonna get a new trial, y'all. Yep. Straight up, I do. But it's really just a big money racket with them because, you know, Dick Harpootlian is a fucking senator. He's the senator down there in South Carolina. Jim and him are hunting buddies. Okay, and this one thing keeps sticking with me. There is a phone call, the jail phone calls, where Alex is talking to Buster about, he's trying to get Buster to go back to the property. And at first, he talks about a hunt, but he doesn't, he talks about some kind of like quail or turkey hunting or some stupid shit like that. And then Buster's like, no, I don't want to, he doesn't want to go back there. You know, obviously it's a little traumatic for him. And then Alex says, well, how would you feel about Jim going out there to dove hunt? And Buster goes, well, does Jim even know how to facilitate a dove hunt? That is the weirdest phone call conversation I've ever heard. And I don't think it has a damn thing to do with fucking dove hunts at all. I think it is coded. And I don't know what it means yet, but I'm pretty sure that it's cryptic about having them remove some evidence from that property. Buster didn't want to do it, but he didn't know how to say that to his dad without saying, no, I don't want to do it. So then he's like referencing the dove hunt, like, does Jim know how to, basically saying, does Jim know where the fuck it's at? Probably where the weapons are hidden, if I had to say. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure out. I'm a weirdo, so I speak in code all the time, and either my friends that know me get it or they don't. So Buster's saying, does Jim know how to facilitate the dove hunt? Is code for, does he know where it's at? And I can't remember what Alex said about that. And then he said, so he's like, so you're okay? Are you sure you're okay with Jim going out there? And Buster basically says, yeah, he doesn't give a shit. I'm pretty sure that's how that went. I have to go back and listen to that one. But yeah. And because I've listened to those jailhouse phone calls like a bunch. What do you mean odd? Good morning, Papa. I was just talking about, what is that? Is that like, I only had to say your name. I only had to bring you up, and then boom, there he is. That's pretty cool. Look at him nodding his head. He's pretty confident. Yep, nodding his head like, yep. Jim looks like he's lost some weight. The bailiff is about stoned as stone could be. Spaced out. Is that who's that one? Mallory Beach's family's attorney. What was his name? He's there. He's right in he's sitting about 2 rows back from where Alex and then. What was his name? I can't remember his name. Joe McCullough. I'm really good with that. With the most of the time, if it's, I don't know how to describe what I call the memory warehouse, because that's what it is. And if you've ever seen the movie The Dreamcatcher or Dreamcatcher, okay, we're back in session. We're back in whatever
Please be seated.
with Judge Saucy Pants. Yep.
Let me place upon the record 2 things. First of all, I have made certain now that a bailiff will be in the jury room with the jurors. Why that announced that many times, that is the way it's to run. Why they wasn't a juror in the jury room is something I don't know. But I have asked that be
Are you
followed.
serious?
I've also asked, I don't go into jury rooms, never have and never will, but I asked the
Mr. Murdaugh, yeah. Oh my God.
tell the jurors
Are you serious?
they are
That's
not
hilarious.
discussing any testimony that any of them did. I asked Juror C whether she was comfortable because I would be glad to place her in a separate room so that she's not self-funded by the rest of the jurors. She gave me a big smile and said she was perfectly.
Somebody clipped their mailbox too not too long ago, and ever since then that thing just keeps wanting to like fall. I think it was actually the fucking mailman that clipped their mailbox.
So that's why I left it with Juror C. I think she's fine, but I just want to be sure of that. And again, on the record.
And see, there's a difference in South Carolina Southern twang versus like North Carolina Southern. Like they put a lot of or in their ors.
Yes, sir.
For the record, Your Honor, we would ask as jurors are brought in, we would ask them if they watched or heard anything disturbing from their cell phone or other jurors about what occurred in here this morning with Juror B. And if so, what was it?
I'm going to say, ask each one of them something about this, whether it's exactly what you want, I don't know, but I will ask them something about this or make some direction to me about it. I'm not going to get into who shot down about what they said in that jury room today. I'm not going to do that. But I will try as best I can deal with this question of them hearing parts of the examination.
So this might even be more than one day of her questioning jurors about their feelings during the trial as to whether or not they felt pressured into making the decision that they made.
All right. Bring me Juror C.
C. Juror C. And his key all the time. told him, you're going to have to quit that. Because what it is, like, if you don't have your key on a ring, it's one of those little cheap-ass, flimsy metal, and that damn thing falls off all the time, and then his keys get stuck in the couch, and when you pull them out, the key comes flying off. But I ain't no fucking babysitter either. Like Ninja, please. He's mommy's little baby. He's mommy's little baby. My little dog. I love my Annie. He's your little puppy. She needs a haircut bad. That's why I'm literally not even. So we're going to take her to the groomer.
I will address you as Juror C because I designated from your juror number at Python.
Did you tear her mailbox all the way up out of the ground? At least she left a note. That's pretty cool.
Anonymity of the jurors as best I can. I can't promise you with all the time that they speak seeing you all in trial the case that they.
I'm always worried my nose ring's going to fall out if I don't turn it.
On my record here,
Make sure it stays in
all
there.
I can control. I will address you as Juror C.
So there's a juror C, and there's also a juror C,
Before I begin,
Z.
I understand that there may have been some cell phones activated in the jury room and the watching of the questioning of Juror Z. Did that take place?
I know people were on cell phones, but I'm not sure what they were watching.
My
Were
dad.
you on a telephone?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Very good. I don't think I have to go any further here. Thank you, sir. You rendered a verdict on March the 2nd, 2022.
Oh yeah, so she's questioning the jurors.
Read in open court, signed by the foreperson of the jury, and the court then said, Madam Forelady and members of the jury, if that is your verdict of each and every juror,
Say aye.
please let it be known by raising your hand. Transcript will indicate
And everybody
that
said
the
they
jurors
did.
complied.
And then they polled them at the end of the trial.
Polled, and each was asked, was that your verdict?
And they said, yeah.
Each juror answered yes. Was that an accurate answer about your verdict at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, see?
Was your verdict based entirely on the testimony, evidence, and law presented to you in the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Not what Becky
Did you
said.
hear Becky Hill, clerk of court of Compton County, make any comment about this case?
Becky.
before your verdict?
No, ma'am, I wasn't privy to any of that.
All right, sir.
He was not pertinent to
Was
any of
your
that.
verdict on March the 2nd, 2023, influenced in any way with any communications by the clerk of court, Becky Hill, in this case?
No, ma'am, it was not.
Very good. That completes my questions. You may retire to the jury room.
Oh no. No, Becky has been pushing for him to be convicted from the get-go. They said she was constantly in and out of the juror room, telling them not to believe his lies and his crocodile tears and all. Oh God, Becky met. Bitch needs some duct tape. Zip it, bitch, or leave the courtroom. Because it's like, come on, this was such a high-profile case. Like, you literally, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there, if you're not into true crime and you do not even, watch the news, you may not know what the fuck this is about. But I think even general population, general public is aware. If you're in South Carolina, how could you not be? About to get my ass one of my Ricolas. Yeah, because I can't even say Ricola.
Jury Juror F.
I'd hate to be that juror. Juror E. That would make me mad if I was like on a jury pool and I didn't get to be juror E. but they labeled me with some other letter and somebody that didn't have, you know what I mean? I'm just OCD like that. I'm gonna have to cash out this mofo again. Just to go get a Pepsi, and I'm not feeling it. I just remember the Dalai Lama's open. There's an ice cream shop right down the street called the Dalai Lama. I'm about to go down there today and see what's up with that. Because they got waffle cones and they got like Nutella sauce. I didn't need my nose is itching. Oh, she's adorable in pink. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair again. I don't know what color. He's a little baby. My baby.
Good morning. I have designated the jurors by a letter, and that's how I will be addressing you this morning, and I will be addressing you as Juror F. Now,
They always, when they talk, it's just always sounds really loud. It's the dialect. It's pretty cool.
People may know who you are, despite my efforts to protect this record. But to the extent I can, I will protect this record and your anonymity as a juror in this record. So just wanted you to understand why I'm addressing you as juror, or perhaps on their phones.
Okay, yeah.
listening,
It might have
looking
dropped it.
at a broadcast of the questions.
It dropped it,
First
so
juror
sorry.
I
I'm back.
examines Juror Z.
I hate it when that happens. My streaming service just dropped it, so it's like, what the Now I'm gonna have to find it in the cast. No problem. That's another reason why I have so many phones. People are like, why you got 4 phones for? Well, because for one, I'm a broke bitch and I can't afford a laptop, so I broke it down into 4 phones. Short form. Here we go. And we're gonna be back up and running in just a second. And go. It also reset the lights on my TV. I hate that because I have like those lights that like go around the TV. And when it reset, it does not reset the lights
Yes, ma'am.
setting. I hate that.
Was your verdict based entirely on the testimony, evidence, and law presented to you in this case?
Absolutely.
Did you hear
Absolutely.
Ms. Becky Hill make any comment about this case before your verdict?
No, ma'am.
Was your verdict on March the 2nd, 2023, influenced in any way by any communications by the clerk of court, Becky Hill, in this case?
Absolutely not.
Very good. That's all the questions I have.
See, I think it was just a matter of one juror that was actually felt that way.
I don't know if I'm going to have any further questions, but as far as I'm concerned, one of the questions that I'm asking are at an end, but I need to consult with the attorneys before I can dismiss you. Let me go to your jury room.
Okay. So now she's going to consult with the attorneys again.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, in interviewing
You're hearing Dick Harpoolian.
For Barnwell County, who worked as an assistant to Ms. Hill during this trial, and interviewing the alternate juror, who was not, wasn't needed, wasn't dismissed for any particular reason other than what needed. Both of them indicate they believe that Ms. Hill transported this juror by her personal vehicle or a bailiff's vehicle at least once during the trial. So I would ask you, ask her during the trial, did Becky Hill either drive or ride with you in a vehicle before or after court? If so, what, if anything, with Becky Hill can you discuss?
All right, what's your position on that, Ms. Waters?
Your Honor, I have no objection there.
So apparently Becky gave a juror a ride to at least one or more of the days, and now they want to know if that is true. What did they talk about during those car rides? Which, gosh darn it, clearly y'all can see the problem there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This is why you take makeup off, ladies, before you go to sleep. We know that. You're almost 40, you know that. Oh my goodness, my daughter called me the other day without warning, and she had cut my grandson's hair. It looks good, but I was devastated. I mean, literally, I bawled my eyes out. I was like, oh my God. Hysterical.
Thank you, ma'am. Of course, you're still under oath. And I have this question for you.
Every time you're in the courtroom, you're under oath, yeah.
Becky Hill either drive or ride with you in a vehicle before or after court? If so, what, if anything?
Oh, Becky rode with this chick.
Can you recall that at all?
Could you please ask that again?
Ma'am?
Could you please ask the question again? Sorry.
During the trial, did Becky Hill
Oh my goodness.
either drive or ride
He's almost
with
3.
you in a vehicle
And it
before or
had
after
been
court?
growing for a while.
No, ma'am.
All right.
And I loved it. Oh my God. But it was getting in his eyes and all that, so it looks really good. But just, Gigi was really partial to the hair.
Thank you so much.
Plus, my son's hair is really long too. Like, I like them. I like their hair. Oh my goodness. And they got it. It's like real military-like, and it's got a fade, and it looks awesome. It does. But I was not. She didn't even warn me. She just called me and put him on there, and I was like, I started crying. She was like, "Mom, I'm so sorry." I was like, I'm dead. I am devastated. Like, literally devastated. I'll ask her if I can share some before and after pictures. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was like this reddish brown like color. So Becky rode with one of the jurors, like Becky Hill. Okay, so she's
Yeah. Hey? Oh, yeah. I will. Hey. Okay. Yeah.
and the youngest one is 2 and almost 2. Yeah, I did that with my son too, Tristan. I think Tristan was like 3 before we ever got his first haircut. Like we put just abandoned it so he would keep it out of his eyes. And everybody was like, "You guys, he looks like a girl." I was like, "No, it doesn't. We completely dresses like a boy, so just no." And then finally we did it. And talking about being terrified, oh my God, that kid was scared. He'd never been to a barber shop. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. And they were cutting his hair off. He was, oh my God. Holly said my grandson she said he handled it fine. That he was actually giggling and stuff. I was like, and then the littlest one, he's like almost 2.5. He was born at the end of November. So he is Sagittarius like his grandma. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. But well, see, I have naturally curly hair. I know y'all can't tell I straighten them a lot, but I have naturally curly hair. So does my son. And so Gigi's was like kind of curly, but my granddaughter's hair now, it's really long. It's really long, and it's really, 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 hey Snork, it's really curly, like bouncy curly.
People have their phones out, yes.
And it, oh my gosh, when she was showing me pictures the other day, it's gotten so long. I was like, now if you cut her hair, I said, I'll drive down there and I'll shave your head while you're asleep if you cut her hair. And my daughter was like, you would not. I was like, girl, I'm your mom, you know better. I will.
If that is your verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your right hand. The transcript indicates
A small cup of coffee is not enough for me in the morning. I don't know. Okay, I'm not complaining.
and each was asked.
He brought you the cup of coffee.
Each juror answered yes. Each juror was then asked, is that still your verdict? And each juror answered yes. Was that an accurate answer about your verdict?
One of them, yeah, no, I need more. Like I literally have already down that since I got it, and he knows how I like it too, and they made that perfect, but it wasn't enough. I bet you when I give him his house key, though, he'll go get me another one.
Make any comment about this case before your verdict?
No, I'm not in the courtroom.
Was your
But I'm
verdict
watching the courtroom.
on March 2nd, 2023 influenced in any way with any communication
We're speaking.
by the clerk of court
Like,
Becky
we
Hill
get along, and then we this is the way I describe mine and his. It's not even a relationship.
Juror L,
It's like
thank you.
brothers, and we're like brother and sister.
I will
Just
send
like-
word back by the bailiff if there are any
There-
further questions. I always ask the lawyers that before I
He just drives me bonkers. Like there's stuff, but and I know a lot of it has to do with cultural differences and stuff like that. Also, he's a male. I'm a female. We don't think the same,
you're free to go.
and I think he's autistic and doesn't know that either. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. Come on, Pookie Bear. Come on. She acts like it's hard to get on the couch, and it's not. Yeah, that's what it is. We're watching the Alex Murdaugh put in a motion for a new murder trial, and based on this juror misconduct, and
Mr. Bailiff,
I think he might get it because
bring me juror E.
damn it, y'all, I forgot again what Becky was. Becky, I think that's the clerk of court. Yeah, the clerk of court. And she would go in and talk to the jury members and like, tell them don't listen to what Alex is saying, don't buy into his crocodile tears, blah 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 blah. She even rode to the proceedings with one of the jurors, like twice. So they want to know if that's true. What did they talk about and all that stuff. Who, Alex? And I don't know if you was in here yet, Snark, when I was talking about the phone calls. Have you heard the phone calls between him and like everybody while he's in jail?
Designated the jurors by letter. I realize
This is
she's
Judge
sat on
Saucy
this,
Pants.
Jury in Compton County for a lengthy period of time, 6 weeks about, and people may know who you are. But to the extent I can make this record record that protects your anonymity, I am doing it. You don't have to speak to a soul about this matter after you're finished.
I do believe he's guilty, but I don't think he did all wrong. I don't.
I have these questions. You rendered a verdict. Oh, yes. It was brought to my attention that cell phones of the jurors
I'll do
were
that.
accessed in the jury room for a time, and that some were able to examine broadcast of the testimony of the first juror called Juror Z. Was your cell phone one of those activated to look at the proceedings?
No, ma'am.
Did you look at the proceedings on any other cell phone?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Now,
So why would they not confiscate their cell phones before they go in the damn jury room anyways?
signed by the foreperson of the jury. The jury then said, the court then said, Madam Forelady, and members of the jury, if that is your verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your hand. The transcript then indicates the jurors complied. The jury was individually polled, and each was asked, was that your verdict?
It looks like Alex is on the phone right now. That's weird.
Each juror was then asked,
But I can't see that because there's just a banner running it. I'm watching. Oh, I should probably give a shout out to the channel that I'm watching this on, which is Crime Talk with Scott Rush, because he's live streaming the actual proceedings. Moose, what's up? And I don't want to.
Did you hear Becky Hill make any comment about this
get struck for whatever, copyright or whatever. I probably wouldn't, but I don't want to. I ain't gonna fuck around and find out. That's what I did. Jury's in a box.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly.
Questions, you may go to the jury room. I always consult the lawyers to see if there are any further questions. If there are,
good morning, Dennis. But okay, so, but what she was talking about a minute ago in regards to, like, say the jury is, they're not in the jury room, but they are like maybe at the same hotel room and they're all down in the damn dining room or whatever, eating dinner together, discussing the case. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be doing that, but I don't know for sure. But that is one of the things that came up. Right. I was just talking about that earlier. Snark, you are awesome. That's so true. That is so true. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so if I'm right, if I'm right about my theory about the cryptic phone call between him and Buster and the dove hunt, then that would mean that he was actually going to involve Jim Griffin in the participation of the possible removal or transporting of possible evidence. Because I'm telling you, that's what the fuck that phone call is about. Listen to the phone call. If you listen to the one between him and Buster about going to the property, and Buster says no, and then he starts talking about a dove hunt and Jen. I'm telling you, that is a coded freaking phone call if I've ever heard one. And that would mean Jim was actually going to go, good morning, the machine lost, was actually going to go and move the damn, I think it's the other gun. Because remember, there's a gun that they can't find. And I think that's what it is. I'm telling you, just like whenever in the Daybell case in Idaho, formaldehyde is what they used on Tammy to poison her. That's I'm telling you that I'm thoroughly convinced that's what they did. I don't even want to get into what they probably did to those kids. That's where I draw the line, because that'll fuck me up.
You rendered a verdict on March the 2nd, 2023.
I also didn't know that that was what day it was on the 2nd of March.
Madam Forelady and members of the jury.
I'm a real datey person. Like, I remember dates, and like for some reason stuff will be synchronistic. Like a lot of things that I'll watch, the date will happen to be on like somebody close to me's birthday or my birthday or something like that. It happens a lot.
Is that still your verdict?
like the Daybell case though, and the one in Delphi, they kept switching dates back and forth between what would be like my daughter's birthday and one of my son's birthdays and stuff like that. It was like super weird.
Testimony, evidence, and law presented to you in this case?
It was.
Did you hear Becky Hill?
Yeah. Okay. So this is where I'm one of those weird, creepy people. But for some reason, there was something that I was listening to about her autopsy, and if formaldehyde, they don't. For one, it's not one of the. There's like only 13 things they screen for during an autopsy, like chemicals. Formaldehyde obviously wouldn't be one of them because formaldehyde is used after death. But I think it leaves the body like soon thereafter or something. But there's something that I heard or that I know that made that click with me, and I made a short about that like a while ago. That I think that's how they killed Tammy was with formaldehyde. Yeah. Exactly that too. That too. That is another thing that I was like, he would have access to it if he worked in a crematorium, funeral, and all that stuff. So yeah. And there's a cryptic phone call or the text messages of where Chad's talking about, was it a raccoon, I think, or something that he's buried. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he would have access to that stuff. He would have access to those chemicals, and if she's asleep, he would easily be able to inject her, and she wouldn't even have known. So and that's what makes me hate that motherfucker so bad. Like that he is that kind of sick that he's like, he would use that as, well, at least I had some sort of compassion that I waited till she was asleep. And you see what I'm saying? That's the type of fucking mentality, yeah, that Chad's operating on. I can't stand the sound of that dude's voice. Hello, sweet Melanie. Like, you fucking fat piece of dog shit. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. God, that dude gets under my skin because of those kids. Those kids. I mean, okay, Lord. Let me simmer that sauce down. Oh, dang. Oh, okay, and, okay, in the Summer Wells case, Don has a son named Don Jr. It's not the three boys with Candace, but it's older. He's actually the same age as me. I know that because he has the same birthday as me. We were born on the same day in the same year, and I was like, oh, fuck. That fucking sucks. I was like, man, for real? Like, come on. Yeah. my mom and my dad's sister and her sister-in-law, they all three have the same birthday, so I thought that was pretty cool too. And my dad and my friend's daughter have the same birthday. And I think there's one other. Oh yeah, of course, I always talk about this one. My son and Caucasian Sasquatch have the same birthday, which I've got to talk to Tristan about doing the groundhoggers, because that is like so flippin' cool. There's midlife bro logic. What's up, bro?
Are you aware of that? Yes. Did you activate the cell phone?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you watch any of the other cell phones?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Very good.
I love this judge. I don't know why they didn't have her to begin in.
2023. The verdict was read in open court, signed by the foreperson.
So she's questioning each one and asking him if this is, because there was only that one, and she's not in here right now. They've got her sequestered elsewhere while the judge is questioning all the other jurors as to how they felt. Because apparently juror Z felt pressured by Miss Becky Hill into giving the verdict of guilty. And well, we all know what that means. That's grounds for a new trial. And again, like I said, it's not fully justice if we don't prosecute everybody for the crimes. And I damn well know that Alex was not the only one. There was some people that were on that scene way too
Was
fucking
your
quick
verdict on
in order for
March
them
the
to not have
2nd,
some sort of involvement.
2023 influenced in any way with any communications by the clerk of court, Becky Hill, in this matter?
No, ma'am, it was not.
Very good. That concludes my
Alex
questions.
is smiling like a mofo for some reason.
You may return to your jury room. I ask that you stay until I've completed the questioning of the jurors. You don't have to talk to a soul about this matter. It's purely your prerogative. If you have any difficulties,
I love that word, prerogative.
Yes, sir.
you are excused.
That really dated myself right there for sure. Throwback to how old I am. I gotta give mad props to Creighton Waters. He's a really good prosecutor. I think he did a really good job in the first trial.
Was your verdict based entirely on the testimony, evidence, and law presented to you in this case?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
You're excused. Thank you, Mr. Ward.
I had to back this up for you later because you gotta see this from the
Let
beginning.
me juror Y.
So we're almost through the questioning of them.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. All right.
X,
No
yeah.
further, Ms. Ward. Thank you.
Yes, this is, yes, because he's made a motion for a new murder trial based on that shit with Becky. Yeah. So she's quick. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Hey, look behind Creighton Waters. Look at that. Look at that. Look at her. Just look at her. I don't know who she is. I guess she's an assistant. She's an assistant or something. Well, you missed it. She switched it up. See, guys, when a lady in the room is telling you to look at the chick, drop whatever the fuck you're doing and look at the chick, for crying out loud. He's missing it.
Good morning, sir.
No, she's not.
I will be addressing you as juror Y. I've tried to.
Here's a question naked.
That
That is a chick. That is Judge Saucy Pants. Now you stop it. Oh my God.
I thought that was a dude this whole time, but I kind of heard you saying man.
He thought the judge was a dude.
He talks like a dude too.
She probably smokes a pack of Newports a day. She's a Southern judge, y'all. Come on.
I understand that.
She's a woman, though, you can tell.
Really? You can
Came out here.
Yeah, honey, I grew up in the
The
South.
first juror to be examined
That's,
is being examined.
That's
Some
pretty
jurors
low
may have
for-
activated their cell phone.
You can see somebody like that.
I do. It took me a minute. First 2 minutes I was watching this and I was like, okay, yeah, that's a female. Got it.
Looks like a man. In my opinion,
Did
they
you
talk
hear
like a dude.
anything about the examination of the
Focus
first
on
juror?
what's important.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
You rendered a verdict on March the 2nd, 2023. The
I'm
verdict
dead.
was read in open court, signed by the full person of the jury. The court then said, Madam Forlady,
She does.
members of the jury,
She does have a deep voice. I will give him that.
every juror, please let it be
And-
known by raising
And
your
she has a
right
very
hand.
short haircut.
The transcript then indicates that
And
jurors
she's
were
elderly or older, so she does not have makeup on.
and each
So
was asked,
at at first glance, it was very hard for me to determine that, but I instantly knew. I'm like, that's a woman. Because you can't, where the way it's set up on the screen, you can't see her judge plaque, or you can't see it. And she's standing up, which tells you she's a short lady. She's standing up to reach her mic. It's adorable.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I said, though, I don't want to get copyright strike. That's the reason why I'm not like directly doing that. If you want to see it, you can go to Crime Talk. He's live streaming it. That's where I'm watching it with Scott Rush. I love Scott Rush. He's awesome.
Not that I'm aware, ma'am.
I'm subscribed to a lot of
No, ma'am.
attorneys.
You can have it on one side and have your
I would have if I thought about doing it at a StreamYard, but I didn't want to sit down and do all that. I'm lazy this morning. I'm actually doing this straight through YouTube.
No,
not stream yard or restream or none of that. But it's not so, yeah, so that my comments show up right here on the screen at the same damn time.
Thank you so much.
See, if
What are
you
they asking the jurors?
and it's easier for me to make moderators doing it this way, which is the reason why I've literally been throwing wrenches like crazy this morning. So if you weren't a moderator before, you should probably check and see. You notice you have a wrench by your name. I love that. There's some people that I need to figure out if they have soccer accounts, because I'm not gonna lie, I literally do not want them within a freaking asteroid anywhere near my channel. Snafu would be one of those people. I'm sorry. I just can't even. Matter of fact, let me get that out of my mouth real quick. Barfola. I did.
Yeah, because he lost weight and he's gaining weight again.
What
He's
happened?
gonna get a new job, I'm sure what y'all said.
Yeah, did you drop out or something there, Dennis? We're still here. My Wi-Fi busted out for a minute. What? Oh, I know they are. They are. That's what I was saying. That his family's like, and they're all up in different levels of the law down there. But I'm probably gonna need another one of these. And I'll see if you'll grab my other phone. I'll send you the money. On Cash App. You're playing Xbox. I need to get an Xbox. We need to get an Xbox. No shit. No, I need an Xbox. You play games on your phone.
I'm just doing the very best I can to make your.
I love this judge. I do not know her name. I apologize, everyone. I really don't. I'm calling her Judge Saucy Pants because Dick Harpootlian has tried about 7 different times to try to tell her how to do her job this morning. And she has done just about everything coming short of telling him to go fuck himself. She's not going to do it. I had to get a piece of this biscuit.
Were you one who activated your cell phone?
No, ma'am, I left my phone in the car.
And did you hear any information coming from anybody else's cell phones about that examination?
This phone is a Nord.
All right.
And that's really weird about the Nord.
Does that have any impact on the
When you
testimony
plug
you're
in
going to give today?
these like auxiliary things on the Nord, it'll pop right back out. It does not want to stay connected. I guess they have to have their own specific like headphones unless I Bluetooth, which I haven't done that this morning.
If that is your verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your hand.
So if y'all can't hear me, it might be a little bit because of that, but that is why I tried to keep the phone like right up here in my face. But I have a big forehead, so.
Each juror answered yes. Each juror was then asked, is that still
I wonder if my voice is going to be that deep when I get older.
juror answered yes. Was that an accurate answer about your verdict at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Alex now looks like he's about to cry, unfortunately.
Testimony, evidence, and law presented to you.
Have any of y'all heard about those
Did you hear Becky Hill?
those 3 dudes that died in that one dude's backyard in like Kansas City? I meant to ask Flo State about that. I thought I did.
Was your verdict on March the 2nd, 2020?
That is freaking weird. And I don't even.
With any communication used by the clerk of court, Becky Hill, in this
Because the dude is a HIV researcher, vaccine researcher, or something like that. And his base, they were in their mid-30s. They did not freeze to death in the backyard, dude.
Anybody upset you or bothers you in any way about that, you just let the court know. Thank you.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know where that came from, but thank you for getting that. And yeah. No, they haven't. They said it could take up to like 30 days or something for them to get the autopsies back about that.
Bring me juror Q.
A lot of people have suspected it could have been like fentanyl poisoning or overdose, but I would think that that would show up in their autopsy. I mean, that would. Oh, and one of them, I do know that one of them was found in a position where like his arm was outstretched, like he was trying to crawl to get help or something like that. So maybe they were somewhat incapacitated and they froze out there, possibly. But there would have to be something in their system, you would think. Yeah. Yeah. And the dude refuses to like talk, and his lawyer has changed stories twice that I know of. But they've all been friends for a long time, I think, from what I've heard so far. But the families of so the wives of one of the victims, yes, she had to break into the flipping house, yo, because dude wouldn't answer none of their calls. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so how is he not a suspect when she had to literally break in there to find her old man dead in the backyard? Come on now. I'm not trying to laugh, but I mean, like, that's absurd, y'all. But there's no obvious injuries, like they weren't stabbed, they weren't, it's none of that. They were literally found frozen. So it's really weird. They're all aged like 36, 37, 38. I think they were all married. Some of them had children. Yeah, yep, in his boxers, in a robe, and a glass of wine. And their cars had been out in the drive, well, not his driveway, but parked out in the street out front for 2 days. He said he never noticed it because he didn't leave. Oh, and I guess his dogs would have been traumatized by the game that weekend, so his dad was dog sitting his dogs. Why that is even mentioned or relevant, I do not know yet, but it has been brought up several times throughout the telling of this case. I don't know. Oh, and there was a fifth dude. There was a fifth gentleman there. Yeah, I know that. I was like, there's one more thing. There was a fifth guy there that he left. So literally, the homeowner went to sleep, left the three gentlemen downstairs. I think that's when the fifth guy comes over, and something occurs during that time. The fifth gentleman leaves, and then the three guys are in the backyard and they die. And I think that's the reason why people think that drugs are involved. That they think that they OD'd, and the fifth gentleman came over there to help him put them in the backyard. That's what everybody is. That's what medicines are saying. And I think that seems like a pretty likely scenario, but it's like, dude, if you are making, but none of them even looked like they were on drugs, did drugs, or anything like that. But this is based on the pictures and photos that we've been given, the media's been given, so, you have to take that up how it is. But me personally, even if it's my friend, and it's friends that I'm like, say we're all drunk at a party and like we get into an argument and I go to sleep and I wake up and they're dead in my yard, I'm not going to try to cover it up. I'm definitely calling the cops, and obviously I'm going to be somewhat at fault probably. I'm the homeowner and I didn't do something right if people are dead in my yard. Like, I just don't, I guess some people are like the lack of a fucking moral compass. I don't know. And then, like, why would you, if it was okay, say it's an experimental drug he was working on, and you give it to you. Why would you do it? I mean, why would you give it to people, period? But why your friends? Like, yo, I'm working on this shit. Y'all want to try it for me? I don't think that's how that went down. That doesn't seem very likely. Dude's far too intelligent for that. But that damn case that Sasquatch showed the other night with the killer, that the dude that worked for Raytheon, has had me fucked up ever since. And I don't think that the dude just freaked out and killed his wife and kids and the dogs and stuff. I think there's way more to it than that. But that would be an argument that people feel like we could go down that rabbit hole for days, people, about why I don't think that. And I think it's absolutely 100% probable he was working on classified stuff. So there's probably something he may have found out that they weren't so sure they could trust him with that. So they did what they do. There's a reason why it's called a direct energy weapon. I'm just saying. And direct energy weapons, like if you can look it up, there's patents on all that stuff, and they work in many different ways, and they've had them for quite some time. So it's not new. Conspiracy theory stuff is out there. You can find it. Just go look it up. And I have notebooks with like stupid amounts of stuff written down and links where I literally have had a notebook that has handwritten. Handwritten links. If there's a link for a website that I found it on, or if it's a book where I got it from. I have no idea what this is.
We're on Facebook. It was on Facebook.
It's on Facebook, and you watched it.
We closed it.
All right. Did anything that you heard in that Facebook cell phone access impact or influence your testimony in this matter in any way?
No.
All right. You rendered a verdict
I know, right?
on March the 2nd, 2023.
Because I'll go down that. I love going down a rabbit hole to figure out what the heck it could be about. And you know, anything that has to do with the military or the military industrial complex, people are like, it's a conspiracy theory. I'm like, but when we prove that it happened, it is no longer a freaking conspiracy theory. It's an actual fucking fact. I think that's how that works. Yep. Yeah, they polled the jurors.
Was that an accurate answer about your verdict?
Except for Jersey, because for some reason after the fact, Jersey came out and was like a whiny bitch. And, oh, I was manipulated by Becky Hill and her donuts.
Did you hear that Becky Hill, clerk of court, Clarence County,
Or some stupid ass shit like that. Come on.
about this case before your verdict?
No.
I think that there wouldn't have been no such bullshit happening, like the little insignificant shits that did happen in the Murdaugh case, had she been a judge that was on that. But it was, oh my gosh, I cannot remember his name.
I'll let you go to the jury room now. I'll then ask the attorneys whether they...
Oh my God, I'm ashamed. Why am I having such a brain fart? I can see his face. His son, one of his sons even died during the trial. Oh my gosh. What was his name? The judge. I give up. It'll come to me in a minute. Because we have a judge up here that's similar to him. That reminds me of him. And I can't. Yeah, sometimes they are for me too. It'll take me a minute. I want to say it's not Thurman. It can't be. It's not Thurman. Is it? I can't remember. I don't want to have to look it up, but I'm going to have to look it up. Because I can't remember to save my life.
I would move for the record that I be able to.
And thank you again for nabbing that comment earlier. That was hilarious because it always tells me whenever someone does that and it lets me review it. And I saw what they said and I was just kind of like, yeah, yeah. And I just flat out blocked them from the channel pretty much. The one in the Murdaugh case, the original one at that trial. Hold on a minute. He retired right after this too. Oh, this is bullshit. Oh my god, this is goddamn bullshit. I just saw this shit. They're closing the parkway for fucking repairs. Yes. Oh my, okay, the judge, Newman, Clifton Newman. That's it. It was Clifton Newman. Okay, back to what I'm just now having an absolute fucking breakdown about. A 75-mile section of the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina is currently being impacted by staggered closures as part of a 3-year repaving and rehabilitation project. From milepost 229.6 to 305.1. No, I need to look and see where that is. Annie, chill out for a minute, please. See. Okay, so. Oh wow. I have to do a show about that. I'll have to put a StreamYard thing together and show y'all that about the Blue Ridge Parkway because that's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting stuff. Oh, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about a true crime case over here in the States. The way the Blue Ridge part of the bridge looked up there back in the day, like in the 1930s, it's really cool. I love looking at old pictures of, especially like of around here, from where I'm from, because there's so much like gentrification or whatever going on. Look how little she is sitting behind her thing now. Look, she's adorable.
Yes, ma'am. I understand she is, and stay prepared to call her when ready.
Okay, Becky. Dun, 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 dun. Get the drum roll for Miss Becky Hill. She's about a block or two away, so it's going to take her a minute to get in the building.
Well, I will entertain going on and taking an early lunch break. I don't know how long Ms. Hill's testimony is going to take.
Take a lunch break, saucy pants, because you're gonna need to eat and get your blood sugar right. I know I'm probably gonna have to too. I'm not even trying to be mean, but when you're getting old, you gotta keep that shit in check. Like I gotta go and get my thyroid tested. I know for a fact. Yeah, he did. And that's what I said. And his son died when all that stuff was going on. One of his sons passed away and everything. I love Judge Newman. I think he's awesome. I think Creighton Waters is a good prosecutor. I mean, hell, I don't even want to say it, but Dick and Jim are also good attorneys. There, I said it. I said it without saying it. But yeah, that is really crazy. That is. So, yeah. So I wonder who would be the judge if he did get a new trial. I wonder who the judge is in Colleton County now. But since I've been going live and they're taking a recess, I'm gonna take a recess because I also need to take a potty break and all that good stuff. But everybody that joined me this morning, thank you for joining me and joining in the chat and giving me your feedback, because I love talking about true crime. That's one of my favorite things. And besides going from all these other panels and messing with people like Flo. Not really. Boy, I'm telling you, you saw it, how it was a Sagittarius thing. We were really affected by that moon stuff this past week because he was so. That's probably the snippiest I've seen him. That's just me, though, since I've been messing with him. I can't remember who it was he was going off on. I was like, oh, I think it was Jack. Yeah, and Jack, that whole drama, we'll talk about that next time I'm live. But yeah, thank you, Lou. Yeah, Grouchy Pants, Captain Grouchy Pants, for sure. And Spock, and let's see, everybody, Dennis, Midlife Pro Logic, Mr. Miyagi, Snark and Sass, big hugs, much love, Machine Laws, and who else did we get in here this morning? And Caucasian Voy, and the Robert Escobar show. Yep, that too. Don't forget, and he was the first one in here, so he gets the gold for the show, just like over there with Sasquatch. I'll see you guys next time.